GPT, you can actually sign up to Chat GPT-4, and then you
Yeah.
can build a GPT yourself. It's super easy. And right there, boom, you're able to automate a process just by building your own GPT. I think I tried this and it took me, a couple hours to do. Since then, I've just been super interested in going really deep in all sorts of tools and ways to automate processes, even at Bahia internally. So yeah, I think the web has so many resources for you to rely on. In our case, I mean, we had a few different tools that manage different parts of the talent sourcing process. And our very first version was powered by a Google Sheet. So we really just, when I say stitch, I mean, there's tools like Zapier. These are tools that help you just connect different tools together. So what we did, when I say stitch, I just mean we had about 6 or 7 different tools that already existed that kind of tackled part of the process. And
Yeah.
then we used other tools like Make or Zapier and stitched it all together. And our backend at the time was just a Google Sheet that held all of the data. So, now we're working with a dev team and we're building out a much more robust solution. But at least for our first few months, that's what it looked like. And that's how we got started.
That's super interesting. Super interesting. I had that question myself. It's a great tool, but it only does that. And it's a great tool, but it only does that. What have been some of your biggest challenges putting together your company to date?
Well, I would say because I came from corporate world before, and this is really my first startup that I am doing full time, the biggest challenge definitely has been the mindset shift in terms of problem solving. So I would say the smaller company you work at, even if it's like a 10-person company or your own, the types of problems you tackle just become much broader versus deep. And I think when I look back to my previous experience, either, at Rewind, which was my previous company of 100 people, or Shopify before that, which I think at the time I left, it was about 12,000. The problems that I worked on were very deep and the margin for error was very small. So for example, when I worked at Shopify, I was on the finance team and I would go very, very deep into budgeting and forecasting, and I would review the same assumptions over and over until it felt perfect. But
Mm.
now the types of challenges I face every day are just so broad, right? It's everything from marketing to sales to accounting, and the margin for error. I mean, you need to be okay letting that go because if you try to hit that perfection, you just get nothing done. So I
Yeah.
think for me, the biggest challenge has just been that mindset shift and being okay with not having, the 99% solution every day and being comfortable with like the 70% solution and
Mm.
finding that right balance between high quality versus just pushing things forward.
Great. Very good. Very good for everybody listening. A lot of people want it to be perfect. They don't delegate stuff because people can't do it as well as they do, which then becomes, a lid on being able to grow their business. And they end up with more and more loaded up. They're being able to let go. If it's, I say 80%, right? If it's 80% as good as I can do, then that's a win. If someone can do it 80% as good as me, great. So have you had any failures along the way? Like really like, oh my goodness. But then learn something from it because the failures, it's not bad. It's not the end of the world. And the ones that sting the most seem to be the best lessons, if you can look at it that way.
For sure. Biggest failures, and that's specifically with my business or just in general
Well, no, you
in my
say,
career
you say
so
whatever,
far.
whatever shows up there. Because remember, people listening to the show are entrepreneurs, business owners. They're listening
Mhm.
for what could, what have they dealt with? What have you dealt with? And oh, you don't know. They might be dealing with exactly what you share.
Lots of failures come to mind. It's hard to just narrow it down to one.